Okay, welcome. What I would like to do in this video is I will show you what I did in the last years so that everybody is on the same page, because obviously some people have followed my work on specific sites, so this should be like an overview. And I will then also talk more about the topic of performance drawdowns and so on, because there are some people who are very, very interested in these kind of topics. So it was my long-term to-do list, so I tried to cover those in this video. But let's start, please, from at the very beginning. I made this timeline, okay? So 2016, that's when I posted my first video on the Forex Reality YouTube channel. There's more than 9,000 views today, and I gave an overview about the market manipulation. You're welcome to watch it. Everything is still valid. 2017, I started the live trade videos on the same channel. I'll show you in a minute. Well, I may as well show you now. So that's on the Forex Reality channel. What I did basically is when I did a trade, I recorded a video immediately, and since it was several videos per trade, and you can see the upload times, basically I was trading in front of your eyes, okay? The trades go over a few hours or days sometimes, and I've meticulously documented the days, even the local time, everything, the prices, what I am doing and all that, okay? So for example here, you know, part 1, part 2, so you can literally see how the trades were implemented and how they evolved, okay? And yeah, I almost did like, I think 300 live trade videos. So I'm not aware of anyone else who has done something similar, okay? And that alone should really, really show you like how I personally traded the market causality, and I still trade the market causality. And obviously these are manual trades, yes? So this in itself is very powerful. I'm not aware, and I really made sure that those live trades on this channel and educational videos on the other channel, in order to make sure that, look, this is for actual live trades. And out of all these trades, I think only a very, very low number of trades, like 2 or 3, moved. They worked in the end, but they moved a bit far in the other direction. Okay? So that's a very, very, very strong result. That's a strong track record. But we come back to that. So 2018, I started my popular thread on Forex Factory. One of the most popular threads, very strong. I showed you right now, it's here. Okay. They moved the threads against my will to the commercial section in, I think, well, let me check, November 2018. I'll elaborate on that in a minute. You're free to check this thread. Obviously now I will move the traffic to my own website, SMEFX, which I've shown in the other video. So that's where everything is happening from now on. But here you can still check out this thread. It has over 13,400 posts by now, yeah. And what I did, so I posted the live trade videos here, educational videos. I made trade analysis, I made trade calls, anything you can imagine. And this is a very, very rich thread. But now we talk like about 675 pages with loads of content. So I recommend everyone to study that. In the same year, I started the SMEFX YouTube channel, which was mainly focused on educational videos. For example, if I had live trades documented, which I, for whatever reasons, couldn't upload in time on my live trade channel, I basically edited those videos nicely, like with a split screen and all that, and put them on this channel here. Yeah? But mainly, look, I recommend everyone to go here and to really watch those videos, especially those ones. I explain a lot here, the position runs, okay, the economic news, a complete overview, stop runs, stop hunting, short-term games, smart money boldness. I show live stop runs in front of your eyes where you see how the price touches the target stops. They become blue and then disappear as it is done by the market causality tool. Yeah, I have talked about the FX industry. I've talked about. I've shown my trade collection. I've shown limitations. I've done the podcast. You know, so this is together here. This with George. I recommend you to watch that. In the future, I will add further episodes with different traders, but it all depends on my time as well. I have and videos which show you live market analysis. I have a live scalping session there as well. I have a face-to-face session here. Many things, many topics are covered on this channel. Yeah, and here you see the recent videos about the new website. So very good. I wasn't very happy when Forex Factory changed me to commercial, because at the time still I had absolutely nothing to sell whatsoever. And what happened as a result is my thread was kind of hidden. For one, when you get moved to the commercial section, you do not appear on the website if somebody uses a mobile phone. Doesn't appear at all. And secondly, you have like restricted access only. You can't post anymore in other areas of the thread, and so on and so on. I already had red member status, which is high member status. But yeah, I wasn't very happy with that. Okay. Anyways, it created a chance and it gave me the idea to start my own thing. So actually, I'm thankful. 2019, I continued the live trade videos. I continued the big threads. I continued the SMEFX YouTube channel. I won a competition. I did the first Trader to Trader podcast. I also helped many traders face-to-faces for free. Yeah, some even have seen my trading firsthand. I started my book as well. I received many requests, which now has become the live stream I've shown in the other video. And 2020, this year, I decided to go all the way. Yeah, to do the website, to do the forum, to do the live stream, to do the Market Watch initiative, and so on and so on. Okay. So that is where we are, and I really recommend you to take advantage, as I shown, of the forum and all the offerings and so on. People already started doing that, so that's fantastic. I appreciate that. And I will continue different videos here, because many ideas came to my mind how to help people, you know, in this new phase, and I'm as excited as you are about this journey. Now, I did a last thing. Look, I can't show you my real account trading for several reasons. So what I did in order to also cover that, I started 3 demo accounts, verified, yeah, and I applied different approaches and traded them, and I will analyze them for you. But let me remind you once and for all, because some people still don't understand that point. Look, my work, the market causality, is basically universal in FX. That means, look, people who employ any kind of trading strategy, whether they like it or not, they can't escape the market structure. They can't escape the fact that the money position gets drawn into loss and drawdown. They can't escape the fact that MTS runs take place every day. They can't escape the fact that short-term stop runs take place every day. They can't escape the fact that there's fake resistance, fake support, yeah, the time and range principle. All these things I've shown over the years and demonstrated over the years, okay? Day by day, posting live shots here, yeah? Posting trade videos. Everything in front of your eyes evolving, yeah? This is how FX works. Now, the way you approach and trade it is a different chapter, okay? Sorry for that. So that means, look, in my trade videos, I have shown you my personal manual trading style, exploiting the market causality. But I'm by no means implying that this is the only way to trade it. Okay, so understand that point. So that implies that if I show you trading, performance, and so on, this is based on my personal style. You may be better or worse or have a completely different approach, okay? But the causality is such as the live stream, the auto screenshots. Okay, so that's important to understand, because when it comes to the trade execution, there is a whole list of factors which comes into play. And I made a list here. Performance factors. Yeah, for example, how often do you trade? How many markets do you trade? Which time frames do you trade? Do you stop loss, hedge, or even no stop? What's your risk per trade? What's your risk per setup? How do you manage your trades? Do you trail? Do you use break even? Position sizing is a very, very, very important factor when it comes to trading. It can make or break a strategy. You can have the exact same strategy, exact same entries and exits, but a different position sizing policy changes your whole curve. Understand that. Portfolio risk management rules, okay? How many positions can you have open in certain currencies, etc.? The exposure. How do you trade? Do you do auto, manual, semi? Do you have any special rules, for example, that you skip economic news or you close your trades before the weekend in order to avoid gap risk, and so on and so on? These are all factors which come into play when you get down here. Okay? Understand that. I'm not selling you some useless strategy or indicators or signals. Yeah, people do that all over the internet. This can't possibly work in the long run. Why? Because the market causality sorts out all these systems and signals. You know, they all lose over a longer time horizon. So, because they fall victim to stop runs, position runs, etc. Yeah? Now, the other thing is, what's the context of your trading account? Okay, and if you go even more into detail, what's actually the context of your trading account? Yeah, if you trade for yourself or for someone else, to say it in simple terms, if you're a forex trader, okay, the implication is that you do not really depend on the overall market. It's irrelevant whether we are in a bull market in stocks or bear market or consolidation or whatever, because you know, it's important what kind of strategy you employ. Yeah, but you go long and short anyways. So you have to understand, especially if you trade for other people, that they may look at your trading as a satellite in the portfolio. Especially if you trade for high net worth individuals or institutions. They already have stock portfolios. They already have real estate. They already have bonds. They already have ETFs. They already have cryptos, they already have startups, so they may add you as a forex trader as a high risk satellite. That means if you make them 0.5% a month or something, they may not be impressed. That's not their investment objective. But that also means if you go high risk and you have drawdowns, they may be okay with you having drawdowns. Okay, I come back to that. But understand all these points. Okay, don't be simple minded like some people are, especially retail traders. Yeah, they come and they don't even understand those basics. So that's the reason why I'm making this video, to really not be forced to repeat myself. Okay? So I can just direct people to this particular video. So please understand, the market causality is proven over years. Yeah, the track record is there. Please, the links are here. Okay, go and check out all these links if you have to. Okay, check out the work which is posted. You can see when content was posted, when trades are posted and all that. There's so much out there. And now, of course, the new website enables you with a forum, okay, to go the next step. And of course, you can use a forum for anything trading related, not only causality. But understand that here you have a lot of content, okay, which you can use. People start posting and mutual learning is starting. And there's a lot of content here, free. Okay, so use it. And please understand that also something once and for all. I worked 4 years for you for free. Okay, I helped many traders around the world, also face to face, by giving them Skype sessions and whatnot. Okay, some people have seen my own trading firsthand and all that. Yeah, I'm not sure who else has done that. Okay, I've basically worked almost half a decade for free. And to be honest, the sequence of events brought me to go all the way and to offer my own website and forum, because, for example, if, you know, the platform I used here would have, you know, behaved differently and, for example, would have not placed me commercial, maybe I wouldn't have followed up. But you know what? Everything is great because, you know, in life these things happen, and as you can see, these are opportunities to actually go all the way. So that's really good. All right. Okay, so I hope this is clear once and for all. And understand, some people may use the market causality just to decide when to switch on their ranging EA, when to switch on their trending EA. Because guess what? If you see there's loads of double longies in the euro dollar, and you know euro dollar will eventually go down, you may just go and you may go and switch your EA on and say only trade short. Now other people would directly short that. Now other people again may only trade in long term. They try to catch the big trends or reversals in the causality. Other traders may try to scalp and to go for inner range MTS stops. Look, there are many ways of playing the game. Okay? And once more, I'm not imposing my personal style. As you can see, my style is very focused on trading, for example, pullbacks. Like I try to get cheap entries back to a resumption, or I try to trade the reversal directly, you know. But look, there are many ways to play the game. So that's the reason. And again, especially the complete package is targeted at companies trying to hedge their FX exposure, not next to professional traders. So who want to make smarter decisions when to be in dollars, in euros, and so on. Physically, they're not even speculating. Okay, please understand that. And when it comes to the strategy, as I've shown, there are all these factors. A strategy will completely change in terms of its output if you change any of those factors. And of course, if you make a mistake on the trade execution, for example, even though everything else was correct, you can also mess up things. Yeah? This is the reason also why so many people fail in trading, because look, this is the basis. Most people don't have anything remotely close to that. Okay, they're completely blind in the market, as many people have realized after, you know, observing my work and following me for some years. They're blind. They don't see anything. The price itself doesn't tell you much. Of course, price action is also relevant, but it's, you know, in terms of like predictive power, it's not very high as such. Unless, for example, you limit yourself to a specific setup and so on. Then, you know, the analysis can be learned by everyone who commits himself or herself and with an average IQ. Okay, have everything laid out nicely. I wish when I started out that somebody would have done what I did here and laid out everything for me. Well, nobody did, so I did it. Fantastic. And okay, please, I don't want to repeat myself here. So that being said, okay, so let's look. So what I did here. So let's go through those accounts. Okay. Of course, it could be that after 3 months, because these are demo accounts, the broker closes those accounts. It happened before. But here, what I did on this account is I used one of my robots. Now, this robot is not completely automated, yeah? So there is still a certain component that trader needs to do manually, especially if it gets stuck and so on. Understand that, right? And I put moderate settings, okay? Low risk, all right? Because a lot of entities out there and people who are interested in that only. They don't want you to, achieve between 5 and 10% per month. They are happy with a low percentage, but they don't want high drawdowns. And you can see 2.18% I made in last month, the maximum drawdown of 1.02. So a nice smooth curve. I also added the MT4 output. So what are we talking about? We talk about 49 trades on, I think, 6 markets. And a nice smooth curve, okay? High win-loss ratio, look, 85.71%. Everything closed, there's nothing open or floating, okay? I used $1 million for this, so it made almost 20K. That's cool, right? But many people want to go further, okay? So I also did that. Let's actually start with the crazy stuff. But let me explain that, okay? So on this account, what I did, look, this is since the beginning of the year, so 3 months. It made 84.93%, which is a fantastic performance, of course. I mean, you know, beats anything out there, including the big hedge funds or the stock market and so on and so on. However, okay, look at this as well. High drawdown, 34.85% is very, very high. So what I did on this, look, of course, the impressive stuff is that I had 100% hit chord, so all trades worked out. But these are only 15 trades. So what I did here is I didn't trade every day. I only waited for the high probability opportunities, and the market causality clearly shows you when these are there, and I only traded those, but I traded with high leverage. You understand? You could do that, but then you can't trade every day. So people who are able to only do 15 trades over 3 months, but to wait for the right opportunities and then go a bit aggressive, well, you can achieve crazy performance, of course. And in this case, look, all my trades worked. Don't get me wrong. Look, some first moved against me and led to this drawdown, and then everything came. Okay? So for most people and institutions, this drawdown is too high. But if you're aggressive or you have an account where you want to go all risk and so on, this is you can do that. It's achievable with the market causality. But as I said, you limit your trading to certain setups, okay, and that's it, right? So this is pretty much the opposite of what I've shown you before, where this is like controlled low risk trading, not super high frequency, but not low frequency neither, but diversified. This is like sniper style, just going for the good setups and going very big on these. Yes? Okay, so let's come to the third account. What I did here is basically I also used I did manual trades, also quite aggressive, yeah, and a lot, including some scalping and so on. And so what I did here is, look, I traded nicely, then I had open positions, and at some point towards month end, I just closed everything and remained with the last profit, which is good. You know, it's like 4.4% of on a million account. It's like 42k in a month. That's nice. However, obviously, look, the drawdown this month is too high compared to the return because of, you know, closing everything and being in cash. No open positions, nothing floating. So that shows you. So this is an example. If you trade a lot, yeah, you don't limit yourself to high confidence setups, such as, you know, situations where there's a lot of money in the market. You also do short-term trading. You go in rather with high leverage, and then, you know, for example, somebody say, okay, I don't want to take the risk that it comes. I just want to, you know, control my downside and close everything for now. Okay. That's a respective tracked account, everything verified. You see, so it came nicely. There was a big drawdown, and then I closed everything in profit, nothing open. So does it mean that you can achieve all that? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, look, I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. Maybe better, maybe worse. You understand? Like this here is what I explained. It's because I have picked certain factors in this list. Now, if you change those factors, even if it's a single one, things quickly changed. And that's the message I'm trying to explain by comparing those three accounts. You understand? Now, most people, of course, they are mainly interested in, okay, can I make money? Well, look, and that leads us to this. So, what do you actually try to do? Yeah? For example, maybe you have a job and you want a side hustle, so you do trading by the side. Well, that means that first of all, you're not a full-time trader, which is a huge restriction, point one. It means that you only have a certain account size and risk tolerance, because you don't want to just burn all the money. So what I'm saying is, look, no matter what you do, whether you go risky or whether you go conservative, be very conscious. Oh, that's a typo. Be very conscious about your risk, okay? And no matter what your plan is, stick to it. That means if you put down, let's say, a certain amount and you're willing to lose it all, and you have a strategy worked out, for example, you don't even use stop loss, so your complete account is at risk and you can lose everything, well, at least be conscious about it, yeah? If you're conservative and you say, look, I'm only doing certain scalps a day with very tight stops, and everything is defined, the number of trades, you know, the setup or whatever, then stick to it. And now some people will come and will say, well, so look, if I have like a $10,000 account and I make 1 or 2% a month, that doesn't change my life. Okay, fair enough. But if you have a big account, or you're trading for other people, or institutional, or whatever, this can be a good target. Yeah, especially if the investors are more conservative. But my personal experience is, especially when it comes to more institutional trading, as a forex trader, people like to add you to their portfolio because they know there's a potential upside, so they're even happy to take drawdowns, yeah, as long as you also have the upside of outperforming significantly, yeah. Just make sure when you're on this particular situation, you do not only trade for yourself, make sure that everybody is on the same page regarding the underlying risk and drawdowns, okay? Be straight about it. That's the best way, okay? People are happy to take risks but the onus is on you to make sure that what you're doing fits the expectations and the risk tolerance. You understand? And obviously there are all kinds of possible deals, maybe like maximum drawdown cutoff and whatever, so but understand so that these are all factors when it comes to the actual performance. That's the reason also why this depends on so many things. This is the reason why it was important for me to make sure that people saw over years that this works, okay? And that you can also trade it. But, how you trade it involves all these questions, as you can see. Yeah? Okay, so I'm happy that I was able to explain all that. And so please keep that in mind, okay? This channel is serious about FX. This is not like one of those scammy YouTube channels where people claim all kinds of things. And as you know, I always try to be authentic and try to show you the reality of Forex, okay? And the reality is that not many people will achieve, these kind of curves in the first place because their strategy doesn't work in the first place, all right? So I'm talking about given that you have something that's proven, such as the market causality, and then you play it in different ways, then you can achieve those kind of curves or better, okay? This is just like, and obviously this is something a lot of people try to do, and it's definitely possible with the causality, okay? But for that, as I said, you need to have the discipline to only trade when everything aligns. And by the way, and I will do a separate video about this, okay? That's the people who have now access to the live stream and all that, understand that most of the time the market is not in a buyer situation, so you shouldn't trade. Wait for the situations where the market structure clears up and the dumb money is clear on one side and the stop is clearly there and all that, and then trade. Don't just do random trades, because a small edge doesn't mean the price will go where you think it will. And I should maybe do a separate video and explain that as well. But if you put in some work and study how this works, you can do like very, very nice targeted trades. And of course, if you are confident, you can also, put in respective leverage. And of course, as long as you have in control, look, if you're wrong on a trade and it goes down here, okay, so what, overall, it's not rocket science, to be honest, once you understand the causality. Now, and that's the last comment. I don't want to make this video too long. Let me also say, look, what we are offering here from a SME, okay, the commercial stuff, it's rather cheap, and I'm happy that some people and traders have told me that as well. They said this is reasonable. People I listen to. Why? Because the truth is, if you have understood the causality, the truth is that, look, it only takes you a few MTS inner range trades, for example, per month to make all the money which you paid for the live stream. Okay, it's not rocket science. Now, obviously, if you are the trader who has a $100 account, I'm not talking about you. Okay, so the reality is, and I know people they don't like to hear that, but the reality is that in order to trade professionally, you need a certain amount of money in your account to start with. Yeah, all these fake stories on the YouTube and the internet are turning a $100 account into 1 million. This is BS. Okay, this is unrealistic. Don't fall for it. So most of the small traders are better off saving up to have like at least, count of, let's say, 10, 20, 50,000, okay, and then to start trading, rather than, like doing like small accounts and doing little trades which give you a very, very low amount in absolute terms. But of course, if you have a job and you just want to test your strategy, well, do that by the side. It's a good preparation maybe for one day when you will be able to do that. Yes? Don't get me wrong. But let me just do a last comment. So our packages we offer, they are very reasonable. If you understand the MK, the market causality, you will basically be able to, even if you just do 3-4 trades in a month, which are high confidence, you easily have the money back in, okay? And then from there, the sky is the limit.